universe itself that will necessitate its own existence. Think by contrast of what Muslims mean when they say that Allah is as-samad. He is eternal. He exists by himself. He does not need anyone. He exists by his own necessity. Does anybody have that idea about the universe? And if anybody has that idea about the universe itself, do they have any scientific basis for holding that idea, or do they just have a faith in it? One would have to say they just have faith, in which case it is not science. So there's no scientific reason for thinking that the universe exists by its own necessity. What about the other possibility that it came into existence by some chance? Well, when people speak of chance, they don't really understand what they're speaking of. Michael Poole, in his book Faith and Science, explains that sometimes what appears to us to be some random occurrence actually is just one of a long series of occurrences, and we may not know that. So you see somebody rolling, and suddenly you see he's got a double six. And you say, oh, he just got that by chance. But the fact is that it takes so many rolls of the dice to produce the double six. So we're not counting all of the failed moments, we're just looking at this one occurrence at the moment. Even if one were to think that the universe popped into existence by some chance occurrence, so the question is, what causes these chance occurrences? The guy rolling the double six, you might say he got the double six by chance, but what causes this chance occurrence? There is also a prior cause in that there are a number of rolls, and this one just turns out to be the double six. So what caused this universe to pop into existence suddenly, even if you think it's only by chance? Or, to put it a different way, when you say it's by chance, do you really know what you're talking about? Do you realize that things do not just simply happen by chance like this? It's more complicated than this, because as Keith Ward points out, for the universe to pop into existence like this, there must be some scientific reasons for why it pops into existence. You cannot just simply say that something happens by chance. That too is not science. You cannot, you go out and you don't find your car where you parked it, and you're asking, where did it go? You cannot say by chance it just happened to disappear, or by chance it moved to the impound lot. It doesn't happen by chance, you know that. So there has to be some causes. But if that's from everyday life, in the science classroom, it will not be accepted to say that something just happened or just happened by chance. A professor asks his student, why does the water boil? And the student says, well, it just happens to boil, professor. He has to have a scientific explanation. So to say that the universe came into existence by some chance doesn't seem to work either. So since there were two possibilities we were considering, either it exists by itself, by its own necessity, as somebody might be trying to say it always exists, or it exists by some chance occurrence, and we see that none of these work. So that means we cannot say that the universe exists by itself. It has a prior cause. And the other possibility is what remains, God. God caused the universe to exist. And that's the point of his book entitled God, Chance, and Necessity. The author is Keith Ward. He's written some other books besides, but this one became a groundbreaking book responding to the claims of atheists such as Richard Dawkins and Peter Atkins. That's about all the time that we have for this talk tonight, but inshallah tomorrow we'll continue our conversation. Watch for the postings, and I give you back into the capable hands of our Master of Ceremonies, who will direct us to what happens next. Assalamu alaikum.